Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyGuide.com. Today I want to take a quick look at the NIV Reference Bible, Deluxe Single Column Topical Link Reference System Premier Collection from Zondervan. And just like all the Premier Collection Bibles, this comes in a nice box and the nice little wrapping. I just didn't bother to put it back in there. So let's take a look. This is an interesting Bible. Goatskin leather. Has a nice green, really soft, leather lined, blue under silver for the gilt and blue ribbons to match that. 3 different colors of blue. And then the gilt line is silver. There's our edge line tab. And then this one, what makes it different from the last round of Premier Collection from Zondervan, it has raised hubs. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 raised spine ribs. And then the text on the spine is also in silver. And let's see, there is our Bible. This is the 36 GSM European Bible paper. See, this is made in China from materials from all around the world. I love this paper. It does have a coating, but it's easy to grab and turn. I have no issues turning that paper. Highly opaque. And then you see this little spot right here? That is overcast stitching. I'm not sure how easy that is to see in the camera here, but we have an overcast stitching line for the first signature. I think that's only in the front. I don't see that in the back. But let's get into what we have here. See what makes this a reference edition. We have a single column with about 14 words across. 9.5 point font. And this is the comfort print text designed by 2K Denmark. Really dark, easy to read. I like reading this text. 100,000 cross references in the outer margin. And as you can see, they're printed over a blue background so they stand out. Following the similar design of the Heritage, this also has the footnotes that are inset into the text area. And then in the very bottom we have topical links. And these are major topics on the page. We have blue highlights all the way through for book names, section headings, and chapter numbers. Easy Bible to read. You can see how floppy this is. It is a floppy cover. You can fold that over any way you want to. It does make it a little bit difficult to hold open, but it's not too bad. It's not a large Bible. We'll measure it here in just a minute. But beautiful poetic setting. Makes some of the prettiest poetry that I've seen. And then letters. Let's look at letters. Let's take a look at some letters. Ezra is always a good book for letters. As you can see, they're inset just a touch, just a little bit to stand out. And then lists look like a list, letters look like letters, poetry looks like poetry. This is a black letter text. So as we get over here in the New Testament, we'll see just black. And then here's how the footnotes work. They're in the same place on every page. For the topical system, it provides the chapter and verse number. Then it gives you the topic and then a few references that you can turn to next. Section headings do include parallel passages. Just a nice Bible to read. Love that paper. The way these cross references work, we have a lot of space left on the page that can be used for notes. And then the cross references are also in blue for the chapter and verse numbers. Across the header we have blue for the book name, chapter number, verse number, and also the page number. Then in the very back, let's see. We start with a table of weights and measures. And then a concordance. This is the same concordance they used in the thin line. It's a nice concordance. 2,400, over 2,400 entries. And it has a lot of biographical information about people. So this is a good concordance to learn about people in the Bible. Lots of entries in this. Excellent concordance. And then in the very back we have our Zondervan maps. These are the same Zondervan maps that we find in the other editions, and also in Thomas Nelson. Lots of annotations. They include dates, elevations, routes, that kind of thing. Lots of good information in there. So let's measure. We're looking at about just under 6 3/4. Just under 10. Just over 1 1/4. See how much it weighs. £2 9.1 ounces. That's a good size for carry. I love reading from this. Nice Bible to read from. Let's see how it compares to the other Premier Collection editions. The first is the large print thin line, and they have the same footprint. Same physical design as far as the blue under silver, but the thin line, of course, is thinner. Then we'll see how they compare by text-wise. Thin line is a double column edition. I'll zoom. Give an idea what this thing looks like. Let's get over into the prose section if we can find something. Thin line font is a little bit larger. So that is how they compare. Next is the NIV Heritage, and they have some similarities. Lots of differences in their size and shape. The Heritage is quite a bit thicker, a little bit shorter, not quite as wide, but where they're similar is their layout. The Heritage is a text only with footnotes. So they have the same design, different pagination. So you can't turn to the same page in both and they look the same. But they do have the similar design. Font size looks a little bit, I don't know. I think the font in the Heritage has more space between the lines, while the font in this one I think is darker, just a touch darker. About the same width. That they both look nice, and of course the major difference being this one has references and then the topical studies, topical links in the bottom. So to show that it's not the same pagination, let's go to the same chapter. Let's see, Jeremiah 15. So there's Jeremiah 15 in both, so we can see that it's not the same. And let's zoom, see how this text compares. Let's get a quick comparison. So that's a quick look at the NIV Reference Bible, Deluxe Single Column Topical Link Reference System. I like this Bible. It's really nice. This is my favorite of the Premier Collection, I think, of the NIVs. Zondervan did supply this in exchange for an honest review. I'll post some links in the notes where you can see more detail if you see the written review at BibleBuyingGuide.com, and also where you can make a purchase if you're interested. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.